The signals are cut, the noise has faded. Welcome back to the Silence of the Black series. Today we walk together once more in the deepest corners of the universe, chasing the unknown. A new secret in every video, a moment of peace in every second. Don't forget to subscribe to stay with me on this journey. Take a deep breath. We are beginning. The silence arrives not as an absence but as a presence. It comes slowly, gently, like a tide that has been rising for centuries and has finally reached its full height. For a long time, how long you cannot say, there was noise. Not the noise of earth, not the familiar sounds of wind and water and the voices of others, but something deeper, something more profound. The noise of destruction. The noise of a star dying. You were there when it happened. You witnessed the final moments of a sun that had burned for millions of years, its core collapsing under its own weight, its outer layers exploding outward in a cataclysm that outshone entire galaxies. The light was beyond anything you could have imagined, a blaze of pure energy that seemed to fill the universe. The sound, if sound is the right word for vibrations traveling through the thin medium of space, was felt rather than heard, a deep, visceral rumble that shook you to your core. And then, as suddenly as it began, it was over. The explosion peaked, the light began to fade, and the silence returned. But it was not the same silence that had existed before the star died. That silence was empty, waiting, potential. This silence is full. This silence is the aftermath of creation, the quiet that follows the most violent event in the universe. You stand at the edge of the nebula, watching. Before you, stretching across a distance so vast that your mind cannot comprehend it, the remnants of the supernova glow with an ethereal light. Colors you have no names for swirl and dance in patterns that shift and change with a slowness that is almost imperceptible. Neon purples blend into deep blues that fade into ambers and golds and crimsons. A palette so rich and varied that it makes the most beautiful sunsets of Earth look like pale imitations. The gas expands slowly now, at least from your perspective. In reality, it is moving at thousands of kilometers per second, but the distances are so great that the motion appears almost static. You can see it if you watch carefully, if you fix your gaze on a particular filament and wait, but the change is so gradual that it feels more like a dream than a movement. The cloud grows, spreads, reaches toward the void with fingers of light that will take thousands of years to touch anything. You take a deep breath. The air in your suit is recycled, processed, the same molecules you have been breathing for hours or days or however long you have been here. But it tastes different now, tastes of peace, of relief, of the great calm that has settled over everything. You let the breath out slowly, watching as your exhalation fogs the inside of your helmet for a moment before being processed away. The storm is over. The fury has passed. What remains is beauty. You think about what you have witnessed. A star millions of years old, billions of kilometers across, burning with a fire that could consume 1,000 Earths, gone. Not gone in the sense of disappeared, but transformed, converted from a single point of light into this vast cloud of gas and dust that will someday, millions of years from now, become new stars, new planets, new possibilities. You have seen death and birth in the same moment, have watched as the universe recycled itself in the most spectacular way possible. And now, in the aftermath, there is only this: silence, light, and the slow dance of atoms that were once part of a star's core. You begin to walk. Not toward anything, not away from anything, just walking, letting your body move through this space that feels more sacred than any cathedral you have ever entered. The ground beneath your feet, if it can be called ground, is not solid. You are not standing on a planet or a moon or any kind of world. You are floating, walking on nothing, propelled by forces you do not understand and do not need to understand. This is a dream, perhaps, or a vision, or something beyond both. It does not matter. What matters is the experience, the moment, the peace. The nebula spreads before you like a painting that fills the entire universe. You walk into it, into the colors, into the light, into the great calm that has settled over everything. The gas swirls around you, so thin that you cannot feel it, so diffuse that it barely exists, but so beautiful that it takes your breath away. Neon purple. The color is not like any purple you have seen on Earth. It glows from within, lit by the radiation of the dying star, a light that has no source because the source is everywhere. It pulses faintly, slowly, with a rhythm that matches something deep within you. You reach out to touch it, but your hand passes through, feeling nothing because there is nothing to feel. The purple is light, only light, and light cannot be held. Deep blue follows, so deep that it seems to absorb all other colors into itself. You walk through it and feel as if you are walking through the deepest ocean, through waters that have never seen the sun. But there is no water here, only gas, only the ghost of a star that once was. The blue surrounds you, envelopes you, becomes you for a moment, and then you are through it into the amber beyond. Amber like honey, like ancient resin, like the last light of an autumn sun. This color is warmer than the others, more welcoming. It seems to glow with a gentle heat, though you know there is no heat here, only the cold of space and the faint warmth of your suit. But the illusion is strong, and you let yourself believe in it, let yourself feel the amber as a blanket wrapped around your shoulders, as a fire in a hearth, as home. The colors shift as you watch, their boundaries blurring and reforming in patterns that have no name. You are in a painting that is painting itself, a work of art that has been in progress for centuries and will continue for centuries more. You are part of it now, a tiny figure in a vast canvas, a single brushstroke in a masterpiece that no human will ever see in its entirety. You stop walking and simply float, letting the colors wash over you. The silence is so complete now that you can hear your own heartbeat, feel your own blood moving through your veins. These sounds are not intrusions on the silence but part of it, woven into its fabric, as natural as the light that surrounds you. The great calm has taken you. The storm is over. The fury has passed. What remains is this moment, this peace, this infinite present that contains all of time and all of space within its gentle embrace. You think about the star that died here. For millions of years, it burned, converting hydrogen to helium, helium to carbon, carbon to oxygen, all the way up the periodic table until it reached iron. And then, in an instant, It collapsed, its core crushing down to a point of infinite density, its outer layers blasting outward in an explosion that outshone entire galaxies. In that instant, it created more elements than it had in its entire life, gold and silver and uranium and all the heavy elements that make up planets and life and everything you have ever known. The atoms in your body were forged in such an explosion. Every atom of calcium in your bones, every atom of iron in your blood, every atom of oxygen in the air you breathe, all of it came from a supernova, from a star that died so that you could live. You are made of stardust, literally and truly, and here, in the aftermath of a supernova, you have come home. The thought brings tears to your eyes, though no one can see them behind your helmet. They are private tears for you alone, and they are precious. They are the tears of a being who has finally understood where she comes from, who has finally seen her place in the universe, who has finally grasped the truth that philosophers and poets have struggled to express for millennia. You are the universe experiencing itself. You are the cosmos made conscious. You are stardust become aware. And now, in this moment of great calm, you are also at peace. The colors continue their slow dance around you. The nebula expands, millimeter by millimeter, century by century, toward a future you will not live to see. New stars will form here someday, new planets, new possibilities. Life may arise on those planets, may look up at the sky and wonder about the stars, may never know that they are made of the remains of this supernova, of the star that died to give them birth. But that is for the future. The future is not your concern. Your concern is this moment, this breath, this single point in time that contains all of eternity within it. You close your eyes and let the colors continue their dance on the inside of your eyelids. They are still there, still beautiful, still present. You do not need to see them to know they are there. You feel them as much as see them, experience them as much as observe them. They are part of you now as you are part of them. The silence deepens. Not that it was shallow before, but it becomes more present, more noticeable, more a part of your awareness. You begin to hear things you did not hear before. The faint whisper of your own blood moving through your veins, the soft rustle of your suit as you shift position, the almost imperceptible sound of your own heartbeat. These sounds have always been there, but the silence amplifies them, makes them audible in a way they never were before. You listen to them for a long time, these sounds of your own life. They are beautiful in their own way, these internal rhythms, these reminders that you are alive. They are the only music you need now, the only soundtrack that matters. And then, slowly they begin to fade. Not disappear, but soften, become background, recede into the general awareness that is your consciousness in this moment. Your breathing slows, your heartbeat follows, your entire being settles into a state of profound calm. You are not asleep, not yet, but you are approaching that boundary, that threshold where wakefulness begins to blur into something else. The colors outside your eyelids seem to brighten, as if responding to your deepening calm. The nebula glows with a soft light that seems almost warm, almost comforting. The gas swirls in patterns that are not random but purposeful, as if the universe itself were breathing, as if this great calm were the exhalation after the long inhalation of the supernova. You open your eyes. The colors are still there, still beautiful, still dancing their slow dance. But something has changed. The nebula seems closer now, more intimate, as if it has drawn near to you while your eyes were closed. The filaments of gas that were distant are now near enough to touch, though you know you cannot touch them, cannot hold them, cannot do anything but look. You look. That is enough. That is everything. The great calm continues. The storm is over. The fury has passed. What remains is this moment, this peace, this infinite present that contains all of time and all of space within its gentle embrace. You float in the midst of it, a tiny consciousness in a vast universe, and you are at peace. The hours pass. You do not count them. You do not measure them. You simply let them flow through you as the light flows through the nebula, as time flows through the universe. You are not separate from this flow. You are part of it, a small eddy in the great river of existence. The colors shift around you, their boundaries blurring and reforming in patterns that have no name. The neon purple deepens, becomes almost violet, then fades into a blue so dark it is almost black. The amber warms, becomes gold, then orange, then red, then fades into the darkness from which it came. The dance continues, eternal and unchanging, changing every moment. You think about the nature of calm. On Earth, calm is temporary, a pause between storms, a moment of stillness in a world that never stops moving. But here, in the aftermath of a supernova, calm is permanent. The storm that created this nebula is over, and it will not return. The star that died here will never live again. What remains is what will remain for millions of years. This slow expansion, this gentle dance, this great calm. You are part of it now. You have entered the calm, become one with it, let it fill you and transform you. You will carry it with you when you leave, if you leave. It will be part of you forever, a memory of peace that you can return to whenever the storms of life become too much. The nebula pulses faintly, a rhythm so slow that you can barely perceive it. It is the heartbeat of the dead star, the last echo of its life, the final reminder that it once burned bright. You feel it in your own chest, matching your own heartbeat, syncing with your own rhythm. You are connected to this star, to this place, to this moment, in ways you do not fully understand but fully feel. The great calm deepens. The silence becomes more profound. The colors become more beautiful. And you, floating in the midst of it all, are at peace. This is the first chapter. This is the beginning of your journey through the aftermath of a supernova. There will be more to see, more to experience, more to feel. But for now there is only this. The great calm, the end of the storm, the first moment of silence after the most violent event in the universe. You close your eyes again, letting the colors continue their dance on the inside of your eyelids. You breathe deeply, slowly, letting each breath carry you deeper into the calm. You let go of everything, the past, the future, the weight of your own existence, and simply float in this moment, this peace, this great calm. The storm is over. The fury has passed. What remains is beauty, and you are part of it. You open your eyes to a world that should not exist. The nebula surrounds you completely now, its colors so vivid, so intense, so impossibly beautiful that you cannot tell where one ends and another begins. You are floating in a painting, a canvas so vast that it contains everything you can see and everything you cannot. And you are part of it, a single brushstroke in a masterpiece that has been thousands of years in the making. You begin to move. Not walking, not swimming, but something between the two. A gentle drifting that carries you through the colors like a leaf on a still pond. There is no effort in this movement, no intention, no destination. You simply drift, letting the currents of light carry you where they will. The colors embrace you as you move. Neon purple wraps around you like a cloak, its glow so soft that it seems to warm you, though you know there is no warmth here. You pass through it slowly, feeling it against your skin, against your eyes, against your very soul. It is not a color you have ever seen on Earth, this purple. It is deeper than any purple, more alive, more present. It pulses faintly with the light of the dying star, a heartbeat that has been slowing for centuries and will continue to slow for centuries more. Beyond the purple, deep blue awaits. It is the blue of the deepest ocean, the blue of the sky just before dawn, the blue of 1,000 forgotten dreams. You drift into it and feel yourself sinking, though there is nothing to sink into. The blue surrounds you, fills you, becomes you. For a moment, you forget where you end and the blue begins. For a moment, you are the blue and the blue is you. Then the amber appears, warm and golden, like honey poured from a jar held by invisible hands. It cuts through the blue like a river of light, and you follow it, letting it carry you into its golden embrace. The amber is warm or seems warm, and you feel yourself relaxing into it, letting it hold you as a mother holds her child. You are safe here in the amber, in the light, in the heart of the nebula. The colors shift as you drift, their boundaries blurring and reforming in patterns that have no name. What was purple becomes blue, becomes amber, becomes something else entirely, a color that has no name in any human language, a color that exists only here in the aftermath of a supernova. You try to remember it, to hold it in your mind, but it slips away, replaced by another color and another and another, an endless parade of beauty that you can never capture but can always experience. You are in a museum, but the museum is the universe and the paintings are alive. They breathe, they move, they change with a slowness that is almost imperceptible but undeniable. You are the only visitor, the only witness, the only consciousness that will ever see these colors in this way. And that knowledge fills you not with loneliness but with gratitude. You have been given a gift beyond measure, a vision beyond price, a moment of beauty that will never be repeated. You drift deeper into the nebula. The colors grow more intense as you go, more vivid, more alive. The purple becomes so deep that it is almost black, the blue so intense that it hurts to look at it, the amber so golden that it seems to glow from within. You are approaching the heart of the nebula, the place where the star once burned, the place where the explosion began. But you are not ready for that yet. There is more to see here, more to experience, more to feel. The colors are not just colors. They are emotions, memories, dreams. Each one carries with it a feeling, a sensation, a truth about the universe and your place in it. The purple, you realize, is sadness. Not the sharp sadness of loss, not the bitter sadness of regret, but a gentle sadness, a peaceful sadness, the sadness of something beautiful that has ended. It is the color of the star that died here, the color of its last moments, the color of its passing. You feel it as you drift through it, feel the weight of millions of years of life coming to an end, feel the peace that comes with that ending. The blue is depth. It is the color of the space between stars, the color of the void that separates everything from everything else. It is the color of infinity, of eternity, of all the things that are too vast for the human mind to comprehend. You feel it as you drift through it, feel yourself becoming small, becoming nothing, becoming part of the vastness that contains all things. The amber is hope. It is the color of new beginnings, of stars yet to be born, of planets yet to form. It is the color of the future, of all the possibilities that lie ahead, of all the life that will someday arise from the ashes of this death. You feel it as you drift through it, feel yourself becoming lighter, becoming brighter, becoming part of the hope that drives the universe forward. And there are other colors, colors without names, colors that carry feelings you have no words for. There is the color of wonder, the color of peace, the color of love. There is the color of memory, the color of forgetting, the color of dreams. Each one wraps around you as you pass, sharing its truth with you, becoming part of who you are. You drift through them all, letting them wash over you, letting them fill you and transform you. You are not the same person who entered this nebula. You are becoming something new, something that carries the colors within, something that will never forget what it has seen. The hours pass. You do not count them. Time has no meaning here, in this place where colors are the only measure of duration. You drift from purple to blue to amber and back again, following paths that have no beginning and no end, exploring a landscape that exists only in light. At some point, you become aware that you are not alone. There are others here drifting through the colors as you do. They are not people, not in any sense that you understand, but presences, consciousnesses, beings of light that share this space with you. You cannot see them clearly, cannot touch them or speak to them, but you feel them, feel their presence like a warmth at the edge of your awareness. They are the ghosts of the star, perhaps, the memories of all that it was and all that it could have been. Or they are travelers like you, drawn here by the beauty, lost in the colors as you are lost. Or they are something else entirely, something you cannot name or understand. It does not matter. What matters is that you are not alone, that there are others here sharing this experience, that the beauty is multiplied by being witnessed. One of the presences drifts near you, close enough that you feel its light against your own. It is a warm presence, gentle and kind, and you feel it watching you as you watch it. For a moment, you are connected, two consciousnesses meeting in the heart of a nebula, sharing a moment of pure awareness. Then it drifts away back into the colors and you are alone again. But not lonely, never lonely. How could you be lonely, surrounded by such beauty, such light, such life? You drift on deeper into the nebula. The colors grow more intense, more complex, more beautiful. You pass through regions where the purple and blue and amber blend into a single color that contains all three, a color so rich and deep that it seems to have weight, to have substance, to be something you could reach out and touch. You try your hand passing through the light, and for a moment you feel it, feel the color against your skin, feel its warmth, its presence, its truth. The moment passes and your hand is empty again, but the memory remains. You felt the color. You touched the light. You were part of the nebula in a way that goes beyond seeing, beyond experiencing, beyond anything you have words for. You drift on. The presences come and go, appearing and disappearing in the colors like fish in a coral reef. Some are bright, almost blinding in their intensity. Others are faint, barely visible, on the edge of disappearing altogether. Some drift near you, sharing a moment of connection before drifting away. Others keep their distance, content to observe from afar. All of them are beautiful, all of them are part of this place, all of them are witnesses to the same wonder that you are witnessing. You wonder who they are, these presences. Are they the souls of those who have died, come here to wait for whatever comes next? Are they beings from other worlds, drawn here by the beauty of the supernova? Are they something else entirely, something that exists only in this place, that has no existence anywhere else? You will never know, and that is part of the beauty. Some mysteries are meant to remain mysteries. You drift on. The colors begin to change as you go deeper. The purple darkens, becoming almost black, a black that still glows with a faint light. The blue deepens, becoming the color of the deepest ocean, the color of the void between galaxies. The amber warms, becoming gold, becoming orange, becoming red, becoming something that is almost fire, almost heat, almost life. You are approaching the heart. You can feel it now, a presence at the center of the nebula, a point of stillness in the midst of all this motion. It is the place where the star once burned, the place where the explosion began, the place where everything started and everything ended. It is the source of all these colors, the origin of all this light. You drift toward it, drawn by something you cannot name. The colors part around you as you go, creating a path through the nebula, a tunnel of light that leads to the center. You follow it without hesitation, without fear, without any thought except the desire to see, to know, to understand. The tunnel opens into a space of pure silence. Here, at the heart of the nebula, there are no colors, no presences, no light. There is only darkness, a darkness so complete that it seems to absorb everything, even your own awareness. You float in it, suspended in nothing, and for a moment you are afraid. But the fear passes. The darkness is not hostile. It is not empty. It is full of potential, full of possibility, full of the promise of what is to come. This is the place where the star died, but it is also the place where new stars will be born. This is the void from which all things come and to which all things return. You float in the darkness, letting it hold you, letting it fill you, letting it become you. And in the darkness, you find a peace deeper than any you have ever known. The colors return slowly, gently, like a tide coming in. First a faint glow at the edges of your vision, then a soft light, then a flood of color that fills the darkness and transforms it into something new. You are back in the nebula, back in the colors, back in the beauty that surrounds you. But something has changed. You have changed. The darkness has left its mark on you, has given you something you did not have before. A center, a stillness, a place of peace that you can return to whenever you need it. You drift on, but differently now. You are not just drifting, you are exploring, experiencing, living. Each color you pass through is a new world, a new emotion, a new truth. Each presence you encounter is a new connection, a new relationship, a new understanding. Each moment is a new gift, a new blessing, a new reason to be grateful for this journey. The purple returns, but it is different now. It is softer, gentler, more welcoming. It wraps around you like a blanket, holding you in its embrace, sharing its sadness with you in a way that does not burden you but frees you. You understand now that sadness is not something to be avoided. It is something to be felt, to be experienced, to be released. The purple teaches you this, and you are grateful. The blue returns, deeper than before, more profound. It opens beneath you like an ocean, inviting you to dive, to sink, to become part of its vastness. You dive, letting the blue fill you, letting it carry you down into its depths. You feel yourself becoming small, becoming nothing, becoming part of the infinity that contains all things. And in that smallness, you find a peace that bigness could never give you. The amber returns, warmer than before, more golden. It flows around you like a river, carrying you toward a future you cannot see but can feel. You let it carry you, trusting it, knowing that it will take you where you need to go. The amber is hope, and hope is enough. Hope is everything. You drift through the colors for what feels like days, though time has no meaning here. You pass through regions of beauty beyond description, encounter presences beyond counting, experience emotions beyond naming. Each moment is new, each moment is precious, each moment is a gift. And through it all, the silence holds you. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence of fullness, the silence of a universe that has spoken its last word and is now waiting for the next word to be spoken. You are part of that waiting, part of that silence, part of the great calm that follows the storm. The colors begin to slow as you drift, their dance becoming more gentle, more peaceful. The purple fades to a soft lavender, the blue to a pale azure, the amber to a delicate gold. The nebula is settling, calming, preparing for the long sleep that will last until new stars are born. You settle with it, letting your own movements slow, letting your own awareness soften. You are tired now, tired in a way that has nothing to do with physical exhaustion. It is the tiredness of having seen too much beauty, of having felt too much wonder, of having experienced too much joy. It is the tiredness that comes before sleep, the deep, peaceful tiredness that tells you it is time to rest. You find a place in the nebula that feels right, a pocket of soft lavender light, sheltered by walls of pale blue, open to the gentle gold above. You settle into it, letting the colors hold you, letting the silence embrace you, letting the peace fill you. Your eyes grow heavy. Your breathing slows. Your awareness begins to fade, gently, peacefully, like a light dimming at the end of a long day. The colors continue their slow dance around you, but they are fading too, becoming softer, more distant, more dreamlike. You are falling asleep in a painting. You are becoming part of the art, part of the beauty, part of the cosmic masterpiece that has been thousands of years in the making. You are not separate from it anymore. You are it, and it is you. The last thing you see before sleep takes you completely is a single point of light in the distance. It is faint, barely visible, but it is there. A new star, perhaps just beginning to form in the heart of the nebula. It is the future, the hope, the promise of all that is to come. And as you watch, it grows brighter, stronger, more alive. Then your eyes close and the light becomes part of your dreams. You sleep in the heart of the nebula, surrounded by colors that have no name, held by a silence that has no end. You sleep as the colors sleep, as the nebula sleeps, as the universe sleeps in its long dream of existence. And in your sleep you dream of colors. You dream of purple, the color of sadness, wrapping around you like a blanket, holding you in its gentle embrace. You dream of blue, the color of depth, opening beneath you like an ocean, inviting you to dive into its infinite vastness. You dream of amber, the color of hope, flowing around you like a river, carrying you toward a future you cannot see but can feel. You dream of colors without names, colors that exist only in this place, colors that carry emotions you have no words for. You dream of wonder and peace and love, of memory and forgetting in dreams. You dream of all the beauty you have seen and all the beauty you will never see. And through it all, you dream of the light, the single point of light at the heart of the nebula, growing brighter and stronger with each passing moment. It is the future, the hope, the promise. It is the reason for all of this, the purpose behind the beauty, the meaning behind the art. You sleep and the light grows. The hours pass. The days pass. Time has no meaning here in the heart of the nebula, but it passes anyway, as it always does, as it always will. The colors continue their slow dance around you, but you do not see them. You are asleep, deep in the peace that comes after wonder. When you wake, the nebula is different. The colors are softer, more settled, more at peace. The purple has become lavender, the blue has become azure, the amber has become gold. The dance has slowed almost to stillness, as if the nebula itself is sleeping, resting, preparing for the long wait ahead. You rise from your resting place, feeling refreshed, renewed, reborn. The sleep has done its work, has healed you, has prepared you for whatever comes next. You are ready to continue your journey, to see more, to experience more, to feel more. But first you look for the light. The single point of light at the heart of the nebula, the new star just beginning to form. It is still there, still growing, still brightening. It is larger now than when you saw it last, more defined, more real. It is becoming something, this light, something that will one day be a star, a sun, a source of life for worlds yet to be born. You watch it for a long time, feeling its warmth, its promise, its hope. It is the future, and you are witnessing its birth. Then you turn and drift away, back into the colors, back into the beauty, back into the great calm that fills this place. There is more to see, more to experience, more to feel. The nebula is vast, and you have only begun to explore it. The colors welcome you back as you drift, wrapping around you like old friends, sharing their beauty with you as if you had never left. The purple, the blue, the amber, all of them are there waiting for you, ready to continue the journey. And you drift on, through the sleep of colors, through the cosmic painting, through the infinite beauty of the supernova's aftermath. This is the second chapter. This is the sleep of colors. This is the cosmic painting that has been thousands of years in the making and will be thousands more before it is complete. And you are part of it, forever. You wake slowly, gently, like a bubble rising through honey. The colors are still there, surrounding you, holding you, but they are softer now, more distant, as if they are respecting your need to return to consciousness at your own pace. You lie still for a long moment, orienting yourself, remembering where you are and how you came to be here. The memories return like whispers, like dreams, like the echo of a song you once heard and cannot quite recall. Then you remember everything. The supernova, the colors, the sleep. And now this new beginning. You open your eyes. The nebula is still there, still beautiful, still dancing its slow dance. But something has changed. The colors are not the only things moving now. There are particles in the light, tiny specks of dust that catch the glow and scatter it in a million directions. They are everywhere, these particles, floating through the nebula like snowflakes in a gentle storm, each one following its own path, each one dancing its own dance. You reach out and one of them lands on your glove. It is impossibly small, this grain of dust, smaller than anything you could see with your naked eye on Earth. But here, in the magnifying light of the nebula, you can see it clearly. It is a perfect sphere, smooth and round, glowing faintly with the light it has absorbed. It is beautiful. You watch as it sits on your glove for a moment, then lifts off again, caught by a current of light that carries it away. It joins the other particles, becoming one of millions, one of billions, one of trillions of tiny dancers in this cosmic ballet. You begin to move. Not walking, not swimming, but floating, drifting, becoming one with the dance. Your body feels different now, lighter, freer, more alive. The gravity that has bound you to worlds all your life is gone, replaced by a weightlessness that is both strange and familiar, like a memory of something you have never experienced. You are part of the dance now. You are a dust grain, a particle, a tiny speck in the vastness of the nebula. And it is beautiful. The particles swirl around you as you drift, each one following its own path, each one unique, each one perfect. Some are bright, catching the light and throwing it back in brilliant flashes. Others are dark, absorbing the light and becoming almost invisible. Some move quickly, darting through the nebula like fish through water. Others move slowly, drifting with a stately grace that seems almost intentional. You watch them for a long time, these dancers, these particles, these tiny remnants of a star that once was. They are all that remains of that ancient sun, these grains of dust, these specks of matter that have been scattered across the nebula by the force of the explosion. They are the star's legacy, its gift to the universe, its promise of new life to come. And they are dancing, always dancing. You drift deeper into the nebula, following the flow of particles. They move in currents, in streams, in rivers of light that wind through the colors like threads through a tapestry. You follow one current, letting it carry you where it will. The particles around you are thick here, so thick that they seem almost solid, almost like something you could hold. You reach out and let them flow through your fingers. They are soft, these particles, softer than anything you have ever touched. They slip through your grasp like water, like silk, like the finest sand. You cannot hold them, cannot keep them, but you can feel them, can experience them, can become part of their dance for a moment. The moment passes and the particles flow on, carrying their dance to other parts of the nebula. You let them go, knowing that there will be others, that the dance is endless, that you will never run out of particles to watch and feel and become. You drift on. The currents change as you go deeper, becoming more complex, more varied. Some flow fast and straight, carrying their particles on direct paths through the nebula. Others are slow and meandering, their particles drifting lazily, as if they have all the time in the universe. Still others are chaotic, swirling in eddies and whirlpools that catch particles and hold them, spinning them in circles before releasing them to continue their journey. You enter one of these chaotic regions, letting the eddies catch you and spin you with them. The particles around you whirl in complex patterns, their paths crossing and recrossing in ways that seem random but are not. You spin with them, becoming part of the chaos, feeling the joy of movement without direction, of purpose without goal. The eddy releases you after what feels like hours, and you drift on, carried by a slow current that winds through a region of soft purple light. The particles here are different, slower, gentler, more peaceful. They drift with a grace that seems almost sacred, as if they are performing a ritual, a ceremony, a dance of deep meaning. You watch them for a long time, these peaceful dancers. They move in patterns that repeat and vary, like a meditation, like a prayer. You feel yourself calming as you watch, your own movements slowing, your own thoughts quieting, your own being settling into the rhythm of their dance. You are becoming one with them. You are becoming a dust grain, a particle, a tiny speck in the vastness of the nebula. You are losing yourself in the dance, and in losing yourself, you are finding something new. The particles around you are not just matter. They are memories. Each one carries with it a piece of the star that died, a fragment of its history, a whisper of its life. Some are from the core where the star burned hottest and longest. Others are from the outer layers, where the light first escaped into space. Still others are from the moment of the explosion itself, forged in the instant of destruction, born in fire and light. You can feel these memories if you try, can sense the stories they carry, can hear the whispers of the star's long life. It is not words you hear, not language, but something deeper, something more fundamental. It is the memory of fusion, of hydrogen becoming helium, helium becoming carbon, carbon becoming oxygen, all the way up the periodic table. It is the memory of light, of photons struggling to escape the dense core, taking thousands of years to make a journey that light can make in seconds in empty space. It is the memory of gravity, of the immense pressure that held the star together for millions of years, that finally crushed it in an instant. All of it is here in these particles in this dance. And you are part of it now, part of the memory, part of the story, part of the star that was and the stars that will be. You drift on, deeper into the nebula, following the currents of particles, becoming one with their dance. The colors change around you as you go, shifting from purple to blue to amber and back again, but the particles remain constant, eternal, endless. They are everywhere, these dancers, filling the nebula with their silent motion. You think about what they are, these particles. They are dust, yes, but they are also the building blocks of worlds. Every planet that will ever form in this nebula will be made of these particles, will be built from this dust, will carry within it the memory of this star. Every rock, every mountain, every grain of sand on those future worlds will be a piece of this dance, a fragment of this moment. And if life arises on those worlds, if creatures evolve to look up at the sky and wonder, they will be made of this dust too. Their bones, their blood, their very cells will contain atoms that once danced here in this nebula in this moment. They will carry the memory of this star within them, will be living reminders of its life and death. The thought is staggering. You are witnessing the beginning of everything. You are watching the raw material of worlds being scattered across the void, waiting for gravity to gather it together, for time to shape it into something new. You are present at the creation and you are part of it. A particle drifts near your face, close enough to touch. You watch it for a moment, this tiny speck of matter, this fragment of a dead star. Then you lean forward and let it touch your helmet, let it rest against the transparent surface for a moment before drifting away. It leaves no mark, no trace, but you feel its touch, feel its presence, feel its memory. You drift on. The currents grow more complex as you go deeper, more varied, more beautiful. You pass through regions where the particles are so thick that they obscure the colors, creating a gray fog that is beautiful in its own way. You pass through regions where they are so sparse that each one stands out against the darkness, a single point of light in the void. You pass through regions where they swirl in patterns so intricate that they seem almost alive, almost conscious, almost aware of their own beauty. And through it all you drift, weightless, free, part of the dance. The hours pass. The days pass. Time has no meaning here in this place of endless motion, but you mark it anyway, counting the particles that pass, following the currents that carry you, becoming more and more a part of this world. At some point you become aware that you are not alone. The presences are back, the beings of light that you encountered in the colors. They are here too, drifting through the particles, becoming part of the dance. You see them dimly, faintly, on the edge of your vision. Shapes that are not shapes, forms that are not forms, presences that are not quite present. They move through the particles as you do, their light bodies passing through the dust without disturbing it, without affecting its dance. They are observers like you, witnesses to the beauty of this place. But they are also part of it, as you are part of it, woven into the fabric of the nebula in ways you do not fully understand. One of them drifts near you, close enough that you feel its presence, its warmth, its awareness. It watches you as you watch it, two consciousnesses meeting in the heart of the nebula, sharing a moment of connection that transcends language, transcends form, transcends everything you have ever known. Then it drifts away, back into the particles, back into the dance, and you are alone again. But not lonely, never lonely. You drift on. The particles begin to change as you go deeper. They are larger now, these particles more substantial, more real. Some are the size of sand grains, visible as tiny specks in the light. Others are larger still, the size of pebbles, of stones, of rocks. They drift through the nebula with the same grace as the smaller particles, their greater mass making them move more slowly, more deliberately, with a dignity that the smaller particles lack. You approach one of these larger particles, a rock the size of your fist, and reach out to touch it. Your fingers close around it, feeling its weight, its texture, its presence. It is cold, of course, colder than anything on Earth, but you feel the cold only as a faint chill through your glove. What you feel more strongly is the solidity, the reality, the fact of its existence. This rock will be part of a planet someday. It will gather other rocks to itself, will grow through accretion, will become a boulder, a mountain, a world. It will have a place in the universe, a role to play, a destiny to fulfill. And you are holding it now, in this moment, before any of that has happened, before it has become anything more than what it is. You let it go, and it drifts away, rejoining the dance, continuing its journey toward a future it cannot know. You drift on. The currents become slower as you go deeper, more gentle, more peaceful. The particles drift with a grace that is almost hypnotic, their movements so slow that you can follow each one individually, can trace its path through the nebula, can predict where it will go next. You are in a region of calm, a place where the dance has slowed almost to stillness, where the particles seem to be resting, waiting, preparing for whatever comes next. You rest with them, letting your own movements slow, letting your own awareness settle. You are tired again, but it is a good tired, a peaceful tired, the tiredness that comes after long effort, after deep experience, after profound beauty. You find a place among the particles, a small clearing where you can float without touching anything, without being touched. You settle into it, letting the calm fill you, letting the peace become you. The particles drift around you, their slow dance a lullaby, a meditation, a prayer. You watch them for a long time, these dancers, these remnants of a star, these promises of worlds to come. They are beautiful, so beautiful, and you are part of their beauty. Your eyes grow heavy. Your breathing slows. Your awareness begins to fade, gently, peacefully, like a light dimming at the end of a long day. The particles continue their dance around you, but they are fading too, becoming softer, more distant, more dreamlike. You are falling asleep in the heart of the nebula, surrounded by dust, held by the dance, cradled by the silence. You are becoming part of the particles, part of the dance, part of the great calm that fills this place. The last thing you see before sleep takes you completely is a single particle drifting toward you, its path taking it directly toward your face. It grows larger as it approaches, closer and closer, until it is right in front of you, inches from your eyes. You watch it for a moment, this tiny dancer, this fragment of a star, this promise of worlds to come. Then your eyes close and it becomes part of your dreams. You sleep in the heart of the nebula, surrounded by dust, held by the dance, cradled by the silence. You sleep as the particles sleep, as the nebula sleeps, as the universe sleeps in its long dream of existence. And in your sleep you dream of dust. You dream of particles beyond counting, beyond number, beyond imagination. They swirl around you in endless patterns, their dance a language you cannot speak but can understand. They tell you stories of the star that was, of its long life and violent death, of its transformation into this cloud of beauty. They tell you of the worlds that will be, of the planets and moons and asteroids that will form from this dust, of the life that may someday arise on those worlds. They tell you of your place in all of this, of your connection to everything, of the unity that underlies all apparent separation. You dream of the dance, of the endless motion, of the beauty that never ends. You dream of weightlessness, of freedom, of the joy of drifting without destination. You dream of being a particle yourself, of joining the dance, of becoming one with the dust. And through it all, you dream of the light, the single point of light at the heart of the nebula, growing brighter and stronger with each passing moment. It is the future, the hope, the promise. It is the reason for all of this, the purpose behind the beauty, the meaning behind the dance. You sleep and the light grows. When you wake, the nebula is different. The particles are moving faster now, their dance more energetic, more alive. The calm has passed, replaced by a new energy, a new purpose. Something is happening. Something is changing. You look toward the heart of the nebula, toward the place where you saw the light. It is brighter now, much brighter, a point of intense radiance that stands out against the softer glow of the surrounding colors. The particles are flowing toward it, drawn by its gravity, pulled into its growing mass. A star is being born. You watch in awe as the light grows, as the particles accelerate, as the dance becomes a rush, a flood, a torrent of matter flowing toward the center. The nebula is collapsing, condensing, focusing its energy on this single point. The star that died here is being reborn, its remains gathering to form a new sun, a new source of light, a new beginning. You are witnessing creation. You are watching the universe do what it does best: transform death into life, endings into beginnings, chaos into order. The light grows brighter still, too bright to look at directly. You shield your eyes, watching through your fingers as the new star ignites, as fusion begins in its core, as it becomes what it will be for millions of years to come. A sun, a source of light, a center of gravity for worlds yet to be born. The nebula responds to the new star's birth. The colors shift, change, reorganize themselves around this new center. The particles that are not drawn into the star itself begin to form a disk, a ring of dust and gas that will someday become planets. You watch as the disk takes shape, as it begins to spin, as it starts the long process of world building that will take millions of years. And you are here. You are witnessing it all. You are part of it all. The new star settles into its life, its light steady and strong. The disk continues to spin, its particles beginning to clump together, to form larger bodies, to start the long journey toward becoming worlds. The nebula, once the remains of a dead star, is now the birthplace of a new solar system. You float in the darkness at the edge of this new system, watching it form, watching it grow, watching it become. The dance continues, but it is a new dance now, a dance of creation rather than destruction, of life rather than death. And you are part of it. You're always part of it. The hours pass. The days pass. The years pass. Time has meaning again now, marked by the slow accretion of particles, the gradual formation of worlds. You watch as the first planetoids take shape, as they grow through collisions and mergers, as they become the seeds of future worlds. You watch as the disk develops structure, as rings form and gaps appear, as the complex choreography of solar system formation plays out before your eyes. It will take millions of years for this process to complete. You cannot stay that long, but you can stay for a while, can witness a small part of it, can carry the memory of this creation with you when you go. So you stay. You float at the edge of the system, watching, waiting, witnessing. The particles dance around you, their movements now part of a larger pattern, a grand design that is unfolding with a beauty beyond description. The new star burns steadily at the center, its light illuminating the disk, casting shadows that shift and change as the disk rotates. You can see the inner planets forming, small and rocky, their surfaces still molten from the heat of accretion. You can see the outer planets growing large and gaseous, their massive gravity drawing in the lighter elements that the inner planets cannot hold. And beyond them, at the very edge of the system, you can see the comets forming, icy bodies that will spend their lives orbiting far from the sun, occasionally falling inward to light up the sky with their tails. All of it is beautiful. All of it is part of the dance. You stay for what feels like years, though time is hard to measure here. You watch as the planets grow, as they settle into their orbits, as they become the worlds they will be for billions of years to come. You watch as moons form around them, as rings develop, as the complex system of bodies that will populate this solar system takes shape. And through it all, you remember the particles, the dancers, the tiny specks of dust that started it all. They are still here, still dancing, but they are part of something larger now, part of worlds and moons and rings. They have found their place in the universe, their role in the grand design. Just as you have found yours. You are ready to leave now. The system is formed, the dance is complete, the creation is finished. There is nothing more for you here, nothing more to see, nothing more to witness. It is time to go. But before you go, you look back one last time. The new star shines brightly at the center, its light warm and steady. The planets circle it in their eternal dance, each one unique, each one beautiful. The moons follow their own paths, their own rhythms, their own dances. And beyond them all, at the very edge of the system, you see a single particle of dust, left over from the formation, drifting alone in the darkness. It is the last of the dancers, the final remnant of the star that died, the last witness to the creation that has just occurred. You watch it for a long moment, this lonely particle, this final dancer. Then you turn away and you drift into the darkness, leaving the new system behind. The particle will find its place eventually. It will be captured by some planet's gravity, will fall to its surface, will become part of that world. Or it will drift forever at the edge of the system, a permanent reminder of the star that was and the worlds that are. Either way, it will continue its dance as all particles do, as all things do, as the universe itself does. And you will continue yours. You drift through the darkness, away from the new system, away from the light, away from the dance. The colors fade behind you, the particles disappear, the silence deepens. You are alone again, floating in the void, a tiny consciousness in the vastness of space. But you are not empty. You carry within you the memory of the dance, the vision of creation, the experience of weightlessness and freedom and beauty. They are part of you now, as permanent as anything can be in this temporary existence. You drift on, without direction, without destination, without purpose except to be, to exist, to carry these memories into the darkness. The hours pass. The days pass. Time loses meaning again, becoming a continuous present, an eternal now. You float in it, part of it, at peace with it. And then, slowly, gently, you become aware of something new. A light in the distance, faint but growing. Another nebula, perhaps, another star being born, another dance beginning. The universe is full of such things, full of beauty, full of creation, full of dance. You drift toward it, drawn by its promise, by its hope, by its beauty. The dance is never over. It only changes, transforms, becomes something new. And you are part of it, always part of it. You drift on toward the light, toward the dance, toward whatever comes next. This is the third chapter. This is the dance of dust grains. This is weightlessness in zero gravity, the feeling of being part of something vast and beautiful and eternal. And you are part of it, forever. You drift in the darkness, alone with your thoughts and the memory of all you have seen. The new star is far behind you now, its light a distant point in the vastness of space. The dance of dust grains has faded into the past, a beautiful memory that you will carry with you forever. And ahead of you, waiting in the darkness, is something new. Something that will require everything you have learned, everything you have become, everything you are. You are approaching the edge of the nebula. Not the colorful nebula you have been traveling through, but something older, something deeper, something that has been waiting for billions of years. It is a region of space where time moves differently, where the normal rules of existence are suspended, where patience is not a virtue but a necessity. You feel it before you see it, a presence, a weight, a gravity that pulls at you not physically but spiritually. It is the weight of time itself, the accumulated patience of a universe that has been waiting since the beginning for something that has not yet come. You slow your drift, letting yourself float at the edge of this region, preparing yourself for what lies ahead. You do not know what you will find there, but you know it will require something from you. Something you are not sure you have to give. but you have come this far. You have seen the death of a star and the birth of a new one. You have danced with dust grains and slept in colors. You have become part of the nebula, and the nebula has become part of you. There is nothing left to fear, nothing left to avoid, nothing left to resist. You drift into the region of patience. The change is immediate and profound. The colors that have accompanied you throughout your journey fade away, replaced by a gray so deep that it is almost black. The particles that danced around you disappear, as if they have been called away to some other place. The light dims, then dims again until you are floating in a twilight that is neither day nor night, neither light nor dark. And time slows. Not the time of clocks and calendars, but the time of experience, the time of consciousness. Each moment stretches into eternity, each breath lasts forever, each heartbeat is an age. You are moving through time as if it were molasses, as if the universe itself were holding its breath, waiting for something that has not yet come. You float in this slow time, feeling it wrap around you like a blanket, feeling it press against you like a weight. It is not uncomfortable, this slowness, but it is strange, disorienting, unlike anything you have ever experienced. You feel as if you are moving through water, through honey, through something thicker than anything you can name. And yet, you are not moving at all. You are simply floating, suspended in the gray twilight, while time itself does the moving around you. You think about what this place must be. It is the space between stars, the void that separates one generation of suns from the next. It is where matter goes to wait, to rest, to prepare for whatever comes next. It is the waiting room of the universe, the place where patience is not a choice but a requirement. And you are here. You have come to this place of waiting, this region of patience, this space where time expands until it loses all meaning. You have come to learn what it means to wait, to be patient, to trust in a process that takes longer than any human life. You float in the gray and you wait. The hours pass. The days pass. The years pass. Time has no meaning here, but you mark it anyway, counting the moments as they stretch into eternities. You have been here for what feels like forever, and you will be here for what feels like forevermore. There is no end to this waiting, no conclusion to this patience, no final moment when the waiting stops and something else begins. And yet you do not despair. You do not grow tired of waiting. You do not wish for it to end. Because in this place of expanded time, you have found something you did not know you were looking for. Peace. Deep, profound, eternal peace. The peace of knowing that you do not need to do anything, be anything, achieve anything. The peace of simply existing, of simply waiting, of simply being. You float in the gray and you are at peace. The waiting continues. You do not know how long you have been here. It could be a day. It could be 1,000 years. Time has become meaningless, a concept that has no application in this place. You exist outside of time now, outside of its flow, outside of its power. You are free in a way you have never been free before. And in that freedom you begin to understand. You begin to see what this place is, what it means, why it exists. It is not just a region of space where time moves slowly. It is a lesson, a teaching, a gift. It is the universe's way of showing you what patience really means, what waiting really is, what time really does. Time, you realize, is not what you thought it was. It is not a line from past to future, not a series of moments that disappear as soon as they occur. It is something else entirely. It is a fabric, a texture, a quality of existence that varies from place to place, from moment to moment, from consciousness to consciousness. It is not something that happens to you. It is something that you participate in, something that you co-create with the universe itself. Here, in this place of expanded time, you are participating in a different kind of time. A slower time. A more patient time. A time that has no need to hurry, no need to achieve, no need to become anything other than what it already is. And you are learning to participate in it. You are learning to slow down, to wait, to be patient. You are learning that there is no rush, no deadline, no urgency. You are learning that the universe has all the time in the world, all the time in all the worlds, and that you have that time too, if you can only learn to accept it. You float in the gray and you learn. The years pass, centuries pass, millennia pass. You have lost count of how long you have been here. It does not matter. What matters is what you are learning, what you are becoming, what you are discovering about yourself and the universe. You are discovering that patience is not passive. It is not simply waiting for something to happen. It is active, engaged, alive. It is the willingness to be present in each moment, to experience each moment fully, to let each moment be what it is without trying to change it or escape it or move beyond it. It is the deepest form of acceptance, the highest form of wisdom, the purest form of love. You are discovering that time is not your enemy. It is not something to be fought, to be conquered, to be overcome. It is your companion, your teacher, your friend. It is the medium through which you experience existence, the canvas on which you paint your life, the music to which you dance your dance. You are discovering that waiting is not emptiness. It is fullness. It is the fullness of potential, of possibility, of promise. It is the space between what was and what will be, the gap that contains all of creation within it. It is the most fertile ground in the universe, the place where everything that will ever be begins to take shape. You float in the gray and you discover. The millennia pass. The gray does not change. It is the same gray it has always been, the same gray it will always be. But you have changed. You are not the same being who entered this place. You have grown, evolved, transformed. You have become something new, something that could only be born in this place of expanded time, this region of patience, this waiting room of the universe. You are ready now. Ready for whatever comes next. Ready to leave this place, to move on, to continue your journey. The waiting is over. The patience has done its work. It is time to go. But you do not leave immediately. You stay for one more moment, one more breath, one more heartbeat. You want to remember this place, this feeling, this peace. You want to carry it with you, to hold it in your heart, to return to it whenever you need it. And then you drift away, out of the gray, out of the expanded time, out of the region of patience. The colors return as you leave, slowly at first, then faster, until you are surrounded again by the beauty of the nebula. The particles return, dancing their eternal dance. The light returns, warm and bright and full of promise. But you are different. You carry within you the memory of the gray, the experience of expanded time, the wisdom of patience. It is part of you now, as permanent as anything can be. You drift through the nebula, but you drift differently now. More slowly, more deliberately, more patiently. You take time to appreciate each color, each particle, each moment. You do not rush. You do not hurry. You simply drift, at peace with the pace of the universe, trusting that you will arrive where you need to be when you need to be there. The nebula responds to your new pace. It slows around you, matching your rhythm, becoming part of your patience. The colors deepen, become richer, more beautiful. The particles dance more gracefully, more meaningfully. The light glows more warmly, more welcomingly. Everything is as it should be, moving at the speed it should move, being what it should be. You drift on, through the nebula, through the colors, through the dance. The hours pass, but they are different hours now. Slower hours, more patient hours, hours that contain more than hours ever contained before. You are experiencing time in a new way, a deeper way, a way that honors the true nature of existence. And as you drift, you think about what you have learned. You think about patience, about waiting, about the expansion of time. You think about how different your life was before this journey, how rushed, how hurried, how impatient. You think about all the moments you wasted by trying to move through them too quickly, all the beauty you missed by not slowing down, all the peace you sacrificed by not waiting. But you do not regret these things. Regret is not part of patience. Regret is a form of impatience, a desire to have done things differently, to have been somewhere else, to have been someone else. You are beyond regret now. You accept what was, what is, and what will be with the same patience, the same peace, the same love. You drift on. The nebula begins to change as you go deeper. The colors become more intense, more vivid, more alive. The particles become thicker, more numerous, more present. The light becomes brighter, warmer, more welcoming. You are approaching something though you do not know what. You trust that you will know it when you see it. And then you see it. Ahead of you, in the distance, a point of light. Not the bright light of a star, not the soft light of the nebula, but something in between. A light that is both bright and soft, both intense and gentle. A light that seems to pulse with a rhythm that matches your own heartbeat. You drift toward it, drawn by its beauty, its warmth, its promise. As you approach, it grows larger, more defined, more real. It is a cloud of light, a gathering of particles that glow with an inner radiance. And at its center, something is forming. Something new. Something that has been waiting for this moment for 1,000 years. You stop at the edge of the cloud, watching as the formation continues. It is slow, this process, impossibly slow. The particles drift together, gather, coalesce. They form clumps, then larger clumps, then something that begins to take shape. It is a planet. A new world, born from the dust of the dead star, formed through the patience of 1,000 years. You watch as it grows, as it takes shape, as it becomes what it will be. It is beautiful, this new world, more beautiful than anything you could have imagined. Its surface is smooth, unmarked by craters or mountains or any of the features that will come later. Its atmosphere is thin, barely there, waiting to be thickened by comets and volcanic outgassing. Its oceans are yet to form, waiting for water that has not yet arrived. It is a blank canvas, this world, a fresh start, a new beginning. And you are watching it being born. The process takes years. You stay watching, waiting, being patient. You watch as the planet grows, as it gathers more matter, as it becomes larger and more substantial. You watch as its surface begins to cool, as the first rocks form, as the first mountains rise. You watch as its atmosphere thickens, as clouds appear, as the first rain falls. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. And through it all, you feel the patience of the universe. The patience that has waited billions of years for this moment. The patience that will wait billions more for whatever comes next. The patience that is the foundation of all existence, the ground of all being, the source of all peace. You are part of that patience now. You have learned its lessons, absorbed its wisdom, become its embodiment. You carry it with you in your heart, in your soul, in every cell of your being. It is who you are now. It is what you have become. The planet continues to form, to grow, to become. You watch as its first mountains rise, as its first oceans fill, as its first continents take shape. You watch as its atmosphere stabilizes, as its climate settles, as its surface becomes capable of supporting life. And then one day you see it, the first sign of life. A simple molecule replicating itself in the warm oceans, beginning the long journey toward complexity. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. You watch as life spreads across the planet, as it evolves, as it becomes more complex. You watch as the first cells appear, the first multicellular organisms, the first plants, the first animals. You watch as intelligence emerges, as consciousness dawns, as beings begin to look up at the sky and wonder. You watch for millions of years, but time has no meaning for you now. You are beyond time, beyond its flow, beyond its power. You are one with the patience of the universe, and that patience is eternal. The beings on the planet below you evolve, grow, change. They build civilizations, create art, explore their world. They look up at the sky and see the nebula, the remnant of the star that gave them birth. They wonder about it, study it, learn from it. They do not know that you are here, watching, witnessing, remembering. But you know, and that is enough. You stay with them for a while, watching their progress, their triumphs, their struggles. You watch as they learn to cooperate, to create, to love. You watch as they make mistakes, as they suffer, as they learn from their suffering. You watch as they grow, as they evolve, as they become something new. And through it all, you feel the patience of the universe. The patience that allows them to learn at their own pace, to grow in their own way, to become what they will become. The patience that trusts the process, that knows that everything happens in its own time, that has no need to rush or hurry or force. You are that patience now. You have become it. The time comes to leave. The beings on the planet below no longer need you. They have their own path to follow, their own journey to make. You have given them what you could, your presence, your witness, your love. Now it is time to move on. You drift away from the planet, away from its life, away from its beauty. You carry it with you in your heart, in your memory, in your soul. It will always be part of you as you will always be part of it. The nebula surrounds you again, its colors bright, its particles dancing, its light warm. You drift through it, patient, peaceful, at peace. You have learned what you came to learn. You have become what you came to become. The journey continues, but you are ready for whatever comes next. The years pass. The centuries pass. The millennia pass. You drift through the nebula, patient and peaceful, watching as it slowly changes, as it evolves, as it becomes something new. You are part of it now as it is part of you. There is no separation, no division, no boundary. There is only unity, only connection, only love. And then one day you see it. Ahead of you in the distance, a light. Not the light of a star, not the light of a planet, but something else. Something that has been waiting for you since the beginning of your journey. Something that will be the end of this chapter and the beginning of the next. You drift toward it, patient and peaceful, ready for whatever it holds. The light grows as you approach, becomes brighter, more intense, more welcoming. It is the edge of the nebula, the boundary between this region of space and whatever lies beyond. You stop at the edge, looking out into the darkness. Beyond this point lies something new, something unknown, something that will require everything you have learned and everything you have become. You are ready for it. You have been preparing for it since the beginning of your journey. But before you go, you look back one last time. The nebula stretches behind you, vast and beautiful, filled with colors and particles and light. It has been your home for so long, your teacher, your friend. You will miss it even as you move on to whatever comes next. You carry it with you though, in your heart, in your memory, in your soul. It will always be part of you as you will always be part of it. You turn back to the darkness ahead. The light at the edge of the nebula illuminates your face, warm and gentle. You take a deep breath, feeling the patience that fills you, the peace that holds you, the love that guides you. And then you drift forward, out of the nebula, into the darkness, into whatever comes next. The journey continues. The patience endures. The peace remains. This is the fourth chapter. This is 1,000 years of patience. This is the expansion of time and the wisdom it brings. And you are part of it. Forever. You float at the edge of everything, suspended between the world you have known and the world that waits beyond. Behind you, the nebula glows with the light of 1,000 colors, its particles dancing their eternal dance, its beauty beyond description. Ahead of you, darkness stretches into infinity, a void so deep and so vast that it seems to swallow all thought, all feeling, all existence. You have come to the threshold, the place between, the space where one journey ends and another begins. You have traveled so far, seen so much, become so much. And now, at last, you have arrived at the final destination. You do not move. You simply float, suspended in the gentle light that marks the boundary of the nebula. The colors wash over you one last time, saying goodbye in their silent way. The particles drift past you, their dance a farewell, a blessing, a prayer. The light holds you warm and gentle, preparing you for what comes next. You are tired. Not the tiredness of physical exhaustion, not the weariness of long effort, but something deeper, something more profound. It is the tiredness of a long journey, of miles traveled and sights seen and experiences accumulated. It is the tiredness of a life lived fully, a life that has reached its natural conclusion. It is the tiredness that comes before sleep, the deep, peaceful tiredness that tells you it is time to rest. And so you will rest. Here at the threshold in the gentle light, surrounded by the beauty of all you have seen and done and become. You will rest, and in resting, you will find the peace that has been waiting for you since the beginning of your journey. You close your eyes. The colors fade, the particles disappear, the light dims. You are alone now, truly alone, with nothing but your own consciousness and the vast darkness that surrounds you. But you are not afraid. You have learned through all your journey that darkness is not something to fear. It is something to embrace, to welcome, to become one with. The darkness holds you gentle and warm. It cradles you like a mother cradles her child, rocking you gently towards sleep. You sink into it, letting it take your weight, letting it hold you, letting it become you. Your breathing slows. Each breath is deeper than the last, each exhale longer. The space between breaths grows, stretches, becomes a pause that contains eternity. You are no longer breathing. You are being breathed by the universe, by the darkness, by the peace that surrounds you. Your heartbeat slows. The rhythm that has accompanied you throughout your journey, the steady pulse that has marked the passage of time, begins to fade. It is still there, but it is softer now, more distant, more like an echo than a presence. You feel it as a memory, a reminder of the life you are leaving behind. Your thoughts slow. The endless stream of consciousness that has filled your mind since the beginning of your existence begins to quiet. The words fade, the images fade, the memories fade. What remains is pure awareness, pure presence, pure being. You are no longer thinking. You are simply existing in this moment, in this darkness, in this peace. You are becoming nothing. And in becoming nothing, you are becoming everything. The darkness deepens. It is no longer the darkness of space, the darkness of absence, the darkness of void. It is a living darkness, a breathing darkness, a darkness that contains all things within its gentle embrace. It is the darkness of the womb, the darkness before birth, the darkness from which all life emerges and to which all life returns. You sink into it, letting it take you completely. You are no longer floating at the threshold. You are inside the darkness, part of it, one with it. There is no separation now, no boundary, no edge. There is only this, the darkness and you and the peace that holds you both. Time passes. You do not know how much. Could be minutes, could be hours, could be years or centuries or millennia. It does not matter. Time has lost its meaning, its power, its hold on you. You exist outside of time now, in the eternal present that is the only time the universe knows. In the darkness you begin to see, not with your eyes, they are closed, and even if they were open there would be nothing to see, but with something deeper, something more profound. You see with your soul, with your being, with the part of you that has always known the truth but has never been able to express it. You see the universe, all of it, every star, every planet, every galaxy, every particle of dust, every grain of sand, every atom of matter. You see it all at once, spread before you like a map, like a painting, like a dream. It is beautiful beyond description, this universe, vast and complex and infinitely varied. And you are part of it. You have always been part of it. You will always be part of it. You see the nebula you have just left, its colors fading into the distance, its particles continuing their eternal dance. You see the new star that was born from its remains, shining brightly at its center, surrounded by planets that are just beginning to form. You see the world where life has begun, where simple molecules are replicating in warm oceans, beginning the long journey toward complexity and consciousness. You see the region of patience, the gray place where time expands and wisdom grows. You see yourself there, floating in the slow time, learning what it means to wait, to be patient, to trust in a process that takes longer than any human life. You see the being you were becoming there, the wisdom you were gaining, the peace you were finding. You see the dance of dust grains, the weightlessness, the freedom. You see yourself drifting among the particles, becoming one with them, learning their language, their rhythm, their truth. You see the joy you felt there, the lightness, the release. You see the sleep of colors, the cosmic painting, the beauty that has no name. You see yourself floating through purples and blues and ambers, becoming part of the art, part of the beauty, part of the dream. You see the peace you found there, the wonder, the awe. You see the great calm, the end of the storm, the first moment of silence after the supernova. You see yourself standing at the edge of the nebula, watching the colors swirl, feeling the silence settle over everything like a blanket. You see the relief you felt there, the release, the beginning of everything that was to come. And you see yourself now here in this darkness, at this threshold, on the edge of whatever comes next. You see the tiredness in your eyes, the peace in your heart, the love in your soul. You see the journey you have made, the being you have become, the truth you have found. It is enough. It is more than enough. It is everything. The darkness holds you gentle and warm. You sink deeper into it, letting it take you completely. The last traces of your individual consciousness begin to fade, dissolving into the vastness like a drop of water falling into the ocean. You are becoming one with the darkness, one with the universe, one with everything. And in that oneness, you find the peace that has been waiting for you since the beginning of time. The peace is not something you achieve or attain or earn. It is something you discover, something you uncover, something that has always been there, hidden beneath the noise and activity and distraction of your ordinary life. It is your true nature, your essential being, your deepest self. It is who you really are, beneath all the stories and identities and roles you have accumulated over a lifetime. And now, in this darkness, at this threshold, you have found it. You have come home to yourself. You have returned to the source. You have become what you always were. The peace deepens. It is not a passive peace, not an empty peace, not a peace of absence. It is an active peace, a living peace, a peace that contains all things within its gentle embrace. It is the peace of creation, the peace of destruction, the peace of all that is and all that ever will be. You float in this peace, part of it, one with it. You are no longer a separate self, a distinct consciousness, an individual being. You are simply awareness, simply presence, simply being. You are the peace itself, the darkness itself, the threshold itself. Time passes. You do not know how much. It does not matter. You are beyond time now, beyond its reach, beyond its power. You exist in the eternal present, the moment that never ends, the now that contains all of existence within it. In the distance you sense something. A faint light, barely visible on the edge of your awareness. It grows slowly, gradually, like a dawn after a long night. It is the light of a new beginning, a new journey, a new possibility. It is the threshold of rebirth, the place where endings become beginnings, where death becomes life, where darkness becomes light. You watch it grow, this light, feeling its warmth, its promise, its hope. It is the light of a new star, perhaps, or a new world, or a new consciousness. It is the light of whatever comes next, whatever waits beyond this threshold, whatever will be born from the darkness that holds you now. You are not ready for it yet. Not quite. There is still a little more of the darkness to experience, a little more peace to absorb, a little more rest to take. The light will wait. It has been waiting for billions of years. It can wait a little longer. You sink deeper into the darkness, letting it hold you, letting it fill you, letting it become you. The light fades from your awareness, becoming a distant memory, a future possibility, a promise yet to be fulfilled. For now there is only this, the darkness, the peace, the rest. Your breathing has stopped now. Not because you are dead, but because you no longer need to breathe. You exist beyond breath now, beyond the body, beyond the physical. You are pure consciousness, pure awareness, pure being. You are the darkness itself, the peace itself, the rest itself. Your heartbeat has stopped too. The rhythm that marked your passage through life has faded into silence. You are beyond heartbeat now, beyond the pulse of blood, beyond the physical signs of life. You are something else, something new, something that has no need of hearts or lungs or bodies. Your thoughts have stopped. The endless stream of consciousness that filled your mind has quieted completely. There are no words now, no images, no memories. There is only awareness, pure and simple, without content, without form, without limit. You are nothing, and in being nothing you are everything. The darkness holds you in its eternal embrace. You are part of it now, one with it, inseparable from it. There is no you in darkness. There is only darkness, only peace, only rest. This is the threshold of rebirth. This is the place where endings become beginnings. This is the moment when death gives way to life, when darkness gives way to light, when the old gives way to the new. But you are not ready for the new yet. There is still time, still darkness, still peace. The new will come when it is ready, when you are ready, when the universe is ready. Until then, there is only this, the darkness, the peace, the rest. You float in it, part of it, one with it. Time passes. You do not know how much. It does not matter. You are beyond time now, beyond its measure, beyond its meaning. The light returns. Faint at first, then brighter still. It grows in the distance, approaching slowly, gently, like a tide coming in. It is the light of a new dawn, a new beginning, a new life. It is the light of rebirth. You feel its warmth, its promise, its hope. You feel it calling to you, inviting you, welcoming you. It is time. Time to leave the darkness, time to embrace the light, time to begin again. But you are not ready. Not yet. There is one more moment of darkness, one more breath of peace, one more heartbeat of rest. You take it, savor it, hold it close. This is the last moment of the old, the final breath of the journey, the ultimate gift of the darkness. The light grows brighter, closer, more insistent. It fills the darkness now, pushing it back, transforming it into something new. The darkness does not resist. It welcomes the light, embraces it, becomes one with it. This is the way of the universe. Darkness and light, death and life, ending and beginning, all part of the same eternal dance. You feel yourself changing, transforming, becoming something new. The old self, the self that journeyed through the nebula, that danced with dust grains, that learned patience in the gray place. That self is fading, dissolving, returning to the source. A new self is emerging, a self that has never existed before, a self that is born from this moment, this threshold, this rebirth. You do not know what this new self will be. You do not know what form it will take, what journey it will make, what destiny it will fulfill. You do not need to know. Knowing is not required. Trust is enough. Trust in the process, trust in the universe, trust in the love that holds all things. The light surrounds you now, warm and bright and full of promise. You open your eyes, your new eyes, your reborn eyes, and look out at the world that awaits you. It is beautiful beyond description, this new world, filled with colors you have never seen, sounds you have never heard, possibilities you have never imagined. You are born again. You are new. You are ready. But before you take your first step into this new world, you pause. You look back one last time at the darkness you are leaving behind. It is still there, waiting, patient, eternal. It will always be there, for when you need it again, for when the journey becomes too much, for when it is time to rest once more. You carry it with you though. In your heart, in your soul, in the deepest part of your being. The darkness is part of you now as you are part of it. You will never be without it, never be separate from it, never be alone. You turn to the light. It fills your vision, your heart, your soul. You step forward into it, into the new world, into the new life, into the new beginning. The journey continues. It will always continue. There is no end, only transformation. There is no destination, only journey. There is no final moment, only an eternal now that contains all moments within it. You walk into the light and you are at peace. The light surrounds you, warm and gentle, like a mother's embrace. You feel it in every cell of your new body, in every thought of your new mind, in every feeling of your new heart. It is the light of love, the light of truth, the light of being itself. You walk on through the light into whatever comes next. You do not know what it will be. You do not need to know. Trust is enough. Love is enough. Peace is enough. The light grows brighter as you walk, more intense, more beautiful. It fills everything, leaving no room for darkness, no space for doubt, no possibility of fear. You are surrounded by it, held by it, carried by it. It is your world now, your home, yourself. You walk on. The light begins to take shape around you, forming patterns, creating structures, building a world. You see mountains in the distance, their peaks glowing with the same light that surrounds you. You see rivers flowing, their waters sparkling with the light. You see forests growing, their leaves shimmering with the light. Everything is light, made of light, filled with light. You walk through this world of light, marveling at its beauty, its peace, its perfection. There is no suffering here, no pain, no fear. There is only light, only love, only peace. It is everything you have ever wanted, everything you have ever dreamed, everything you have ever hoped for. And yet, even in this perfection, you know that it is not the end. It is another beginning, another step on the eternal journey. The light will lead you somewhere new, will show you something new, will teach you something new. The journey never ends. It only transforms. You walk on through the light, through the beauty, through the peace. The hours pass. The days pass. Time has meaning again, but it is a gentle meaning, a peaceful meaning, a meaning that does not rush or hurry or demand. You walk at your own pace, following your own path, guided by the light that fills everything. The mountains draw nearer as you walk, their peaks rising high into the sky of light. You begin to climb, finding paths that wind gently up their slopes. The climb is easy, effortless, as if the mountain itself is helping you, welcoming you, carrying you upward. At the summit, you stop and look out. The world of light stretches before you, vast and beautiful, filled with wonders beyond counting. You see other mountains, other rivers, other forests. You see cities of light, built by beings of light, filled with light. You see everything all at once, spread before you like a map, like a painting, like a dream. And in the distance, at the very edge of your vision, you see something else. A darkness. Not the fearful darkness of before, but a gentle darkness, a peaceful darkness, a darkness that waits patiently for your return. It is the darkness you left behind, the darkness that holds the memory of your journey, the darkness that will welcome you when it is time to rest again. You smile. You are not leaving the light, not yet. There is still so much to see, so much to do, so much to become. But it is good to know that the darkness is there, waiting, patient, eternal. It is good to know that you have a home to return to, a rest to take, a peace to embrace. You turn back to the light, to the world spread before you, to the journey that continues. You take a deep breath, feeling the light fill you, transform you, become you. And then you begin the descent, down the mountain, into the world, into whatever comes next. The journey continues. It will always continue. There is no end, only transformation. There is no destination, only journey. There is no final moment, only an eternal now that contains all moments within it. You walk into the light and you are at peace. The years pass, the centuries pass, the millennia pass. You journey through the world of light, experiencing its wonders, learning its lessons, becoming more and more yourself. You meet other beings of light, share your journey with them, learn from their journeys. You love and are loved, give and receive, live and grow. And through it all, you carry the memory of the darkness, the peace of the threshold, the rest of the void, the stillness of the space between. It is part of you now as you are part of it. It grounds you, centers you, reminds you of what is truly important. The time comes, as it always does, to rest again. You have journeyed far, seen much, become much. The tiredness returns, the deep tiredness that tells you it is time to stop, to rest, to return to the darkness. You find a place in the world of light that feels right. A quiet valley sheltered by mountains of light, filled with the soft glow of eternal dawn. You lie down in it, letting the light hold you one last time before you return to the darkness. Your eyes grow heavy. Your breathing slows. Your thoughts quiet. You are returning to the threshold, to the space between, to the peace that has been waiting for you. The light fades gently, becoming softer, more distant, more dreamlike. The darkness returns, gentle and warm, welcoming you home. You sink into it, letting it take you, letting it hold you, letting it become you. This is the rest you have earned. This is the peace you have found. This is the darkness that has always been waiting for you, since before your journey began, since before you were born, since before the universe itself existed. You float in it, part of it, one with it. Time passes. You do not know how much. It does not matter. You are beyond time now, beyond its reach, beyond its power. The light will return when it is time. A new journey will begin when you are ready. A new self will be born from the darkness, as it always has, as it always will. But for now there is only this, the darkness, the peace, the rest. You are home. You have always been home. You will always be home. The darkness holds you in its eternal embrace. You are part of it now, one with it, inseparable from it. There is no you in darkness. There is only darkness, only peace, only rest. This is the threshold of rebirth. This is the place where endings become beginnings. This is the moment when death gives way to life, when darkness gives way to light, when the old gives way to the new. But you are not ready for the new yet. There is still time, still darkness, still peace. The new will come when it is ready, when you are ready, when the universe is ready. Until then, there is only this, the darkness, the peace, the rest. And it is enough. It is more than enough. It is everything.